Have you ever heard about the mysterious Third Prophecy of Fatima? It's said to contain a warning so powerful, so shocking, that its impact could change everything we know about the world today. And the truth is, many believe this prophecy has already started unfolding right before our eyes. But what does it really mean? Why is everyone so stunned by what's happening? Is it possible that we're already living through the exact events that were predicted? In this video, we're going to dive deep into this prophecy, one that has been shrouded in secrecy for decades, and uncover the truth that might leave you speechless. Trust me, you won't want to miss a second of this. By the end, you'll see just how closely this prophecy connects to the world we live in today, and why so many people are sounding the alarm. Stay with me as we reveal what may be the most important message you've ever heard. The Vatican's revelation. In 2000, the Vatican finally released what they claimed to be the full disclosure of the third secret of Fatima, which had long been shrouded in mystery. For decades, people had been anxiously awaiting this revelation, expecting something world-changing, perhaps even apocalyptic. However, when the contents were made public, the reaction was far from what the Church might have expected. Instead of bringing clarity and a sense of resolution, many were left with a deep sense of disappointment and confusion. The faithful had been expecting a grave and profound message about the future of the world, but the Vatican's version seemed somewhat anticlimactic. The Church claimed that the third secret had already been fulfilled, pointing to the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II in 1981 as the key event prophesied. According to their interpretation, this attack on the Pope, coupled with the rise of communism and its subsequent fall, fulfilled the warnings given by Our Lady of Fatima. But this explanation felt incomplete for many. The visions described by the Vatican appeared to be symbolic, but lacked the overwhelming sense of urgency that had been conveyed by the seers and interpreted by others who had studied the apparitions for years. Many believers questioned whether the Vatican had truly revealed everything, or if there was still a part of the secret that remained hidden. After all, the world at the turn of the millennium was far from peaceful. Sin, corruption, and moral decay seemed more rampant than ever. Wars continued, nations were divided, and humanity was grappling with issues like the breakdown of the family unit, legalized euthanasia, abortion, and moral relativism. How could all of these ongoing crises be unrelated to the prophetic warnings given by Our Lady? For many, the explanation provided by the Church simply didn't account for the full scope of the problems facing humanity. Some theorized that the third secret might have included deeper warnings about the future of the Church itself, perhaps even predicting internal corruption or a loss of faith. After all, Our Lady's first two secrets had already warned of World War II and the spread of atheistic communism. Why then would the third secret be limited to a single event, like an assassination attempt? It seemed more plausible that the message encompassed something much broader, perhaps a spiritual crisis that would affect the entire world, not just the Church. Ultimately, the question remains, was the third secret fully revealed? Or is there still a part of it that remains hidden, locked away in the archives of the Vatican? What we do know is that the apparitions of Fatima continue to captivate the hearts and minds of believers, inspiring a deeper sense of reflection about the moral state of the world and the ongoing need for prayer and conversion. And speaking of deeper reflection, if you're looking to unlock incredible secrets that can change your life in ways you never imagined, I've got something for you. If you want to attract huge money effortlessly starting today, I invite you to check out the link in the comments below. There you'll discover the shocking wealth secrets revealed by a rogue NASA scientist that could truly transform your financial future. But for now, let's get back into this exploration. The Children of Fatima. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Fatima apparitions is not just the message itself, but the messengers through whom it was delivered. Our Lady of Fatima appeared not to kings, popes, or political leaders, but to three young shepherd children, Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta. These children lived in a remote, modest village in Portugal, far removed from the centers of power or influence. They were poor, uneducated, and had no significant standing in the world. And yet they were chosen to deliver a message that would resonate with millions of believers worldwide. This choice was no accident. Throughout history, God has consistently chosen the humble, the meek, and the powerless to convey his most important messages. Moses, a stammering shepherd, was chosen to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. David, a young shepherd boy, was anointed as king of Israel. The apostles were fishermen, tax collectors, and common men, yet they were entrusted with spreading the gospel to the world. In each case, it was not their status or power that made them worthy of their mission, but their humility and openness to God's will. The shepherd children of Fatima fit perfectly into this divine pattern. Despite their lack of education and worldly experience, their hearts were open to the divine. Their innocence and simplicity made them ideal vessels for Our Lady's message. Unlike adults, who might have questioned, doubted, or tried to rationalize what they were seeing, the children accepted the visions with pure faith. They had no agenda, no personal ambitions. They were simply willing to listen and obey. Our Lady's choice of these children also sends a powerful message about the nature of divine communication. God often bypasses the powerful and influential, choosing instead to reveal himself to those who are lowly and humble. This is a recurring theme throughout the Bible, from the birth of Jesus in a humble manger to his death on a cross, a place of ultimate humility and sacrifice. In choosing Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta, Our Lady was reminding the world that the path to truth is not found through power, wealth, or status, but through humility and faith. Furthermore, the children's response to the apparitions was nothing short of extraordinary. Despite their young age, they embraced the heavy burden of carrying Our Lady's message to the world. They endured skepticism, ridicule, and even threats from those who did not believe them. Yet they remained steadfast, dedicating themselves to prayer and penance as Our Lady had asked. Their deep spiritual maturity and unwavering faith were a testament to the power of God's grace working through even the youngest and most humble of his servants. The story of the Fatima children is a reminder that God's ways are not our ways. He chooses whom he wills, often confounding human expectations. The children of Fatima were not powerful or learned by worldly standards, but in God's eyes, they were exactly the right messengers for such a critical moment in history. Their legacy continues to inspire people to live lives of prayer, humility, and devotion, trusting that God can use anyone, no matter how small or insignificant, to bring about his divine plan. The Angel of Peace. Before the apparitions of Our Lady, an angel visited the children in 1916. He was known as the Angel of Peace, and he came to prepare them for the incredible spiritual mission they would soon undertake. This angelic figure appeared 3 times, each visit leaving a profound impression on the young shepherds. The angel taught them to adore God, to make sacrifices, and to pray fervently for the conversion of sinners. These lessons would be essential for the trials they were about to face. The angel's visits were a prelude to the even more significant events that were to come. He guided the children to understand the gravity of what they were about to witness, the heart of God's mercy, the call to repentance, and the looming danger of unrepentant sin in the world. Our Lady of Fatima. Then, on May 13, 1917, something extraordinary happened. Our Lady appeared to the children for the first time. She radiated a light more brilliant than the sun, filling the children with awe and reverence. For the next 6 months, on the 13th day of each month, she would continue to appear to them. Her message was clear. Mankind needed to turn back to God, or face terrible consequences. Our Lady's words were filled with urgency. She spoke of the need for prayer, particularly the rosary, and asked the children if they would offer their lives as a sacrifice for sinners. The children, with their pure hearts, agreed without hesitation. They knew that the stakes were high, not just for themselves, but for all of humanity. What Our Lady shared with them included visions of hell, a place where unrepentant souls suffer for eternity. This was no vague or metaphorical warning. It was a vivid reality that shook the children to their core. And yet, despite the fearsome nature of this vision, there was also hope. Our Lady promised that through prayer and penance, especially devotion to her Immaculate Heart, the world could avoid the worst of these catastrophes. Now let's focus on the heart of the controversy, the third secret of Fatima. While the Vatican's interpretation seemed straightforward, many still believe there's more to this secret than meets the eye. Could there be a deeper mystery that hasn't been fully revealed? The third secret, a deeper mystery. When the third secret of Fatima was finally revealed by the Vatican in 2000, it was a moment long anticipated by believers worldwide. For decades, speculation had run rampant about the contents of this secret. Many expected it to contain a prophetic warning so significant that it could change the course of history. People wondered if it might reveal details about the end of the world, a great chastisement, or perhaps even a profound spiritual crisis that would shake the very foundations of the Church. So when the Vatican's official statement described the vision of a bishop in white being attacked as a reference to the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II in 1981, it left many feeling underwhelmed. The description of the vision seemed to only scratch the surface. According to the Vatican, the bishop in white, whom many believed to be a representation of the Pope, was shot and fell to the ground amidst the ruins of the city. The Church explained that this vision symbolized the attack on Pope John Paul II, linking it directly to his near-fatal shooting in St. Peter's Square. The Pope himself believed that it was through the intercession of Our Lady of Fatima that his life was spared, as the bullets miraculously missed his vital organs. He famously said, "One hand fired, and another guided the bullet," crediting Our Lady with saving his life. But many believers were not convinced that the third secret was solely about this assassination attempt. After all, the apparitions at Fatima had consistently warned of grave threats to the world: wars, the rise of atheistic regimes, and a general moral decline. These warnings seemed far too expansive to be encapsulated by a single event. Could it be that the third secret had a much broader scope, one that included not just the events of 1981, but an ongoing global crisis that continues to unfold? The vision of the bishop in white falling amid the ruins of the city suggests imagery of widespread destruction and chaos, a symbolic representation that could apply to more than just the attempted assassination of one pope. Some theologians and scholars argue that the vision points to a larger and more pervasive spiritual crisis, one that affects not just the Church but the entire world. In their view, the third secret was not meant to be confined to one historical event, but was a warning for humanity about the trajectory of modern society. This interpretation raises questions about the moral and spiritual condition of the world today, especially considering the increase in wars, violence, and the general decline of religious faith in many parts of the world. Furthermore, it is important to recognize that even within the Vatican, there are varying interpretations of the third secret. Some clergy have acknowledged that the full meaning of the vision may not be completely understood yet. Cardinal Ratzinger, later Pope Benedict XVI, who was involved in the decision to release the third secret, hinted that the message might have a broader significance than just the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II. He spoke of the ongoing spiritual challenges facing the Church and humanity, suggesting that the vision might have multiple layers of meaning. One key aspect of the controversy surrounding the third secret is the question of whether the Vatican revealed the entire message or only a part of it. Some believe that there is still a portion of the third secret that has not been disclosed to the public. This belief stems from the fact that several Church officials, including the seer Sister Lucia herself, had previously suggested that the third secret would involve a great spiritual battle, with the forces of evil threatening to infiltrate even the highest levels of the Church. If this were true, the third secret could be pointing to a time of great tribulation not only for the world, but also for the Church itself. Many believers feel that the third secret speaks to the spiritual warfare that continues to rage in our modern age. The rise of secularism, the erosion of traditional moral values, and the growing alienation of people from their faith all seem to echo the warnings that Our Lady of Fatima gave to the world over a century ago. The decline of religious practice, particularly in the Western world, along with the growing influence of atheism and relativism, might be seen as the ruins amidst which the bishop in white falls. Even wars and conflicts around the globe, many of which have deeply religious or moral undertones, seem to reflect the broader scope of Our Lady's warnings. For instance, the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, the rise of extremist ideologies, and the threat of nuclear conflict all point to a world that is far from the peace and harmony that Our Lady promised if people would turn back to God. This raises a compelling question. Could the third secret still be unfolding? And might its full meaning only become clear in hindsight as future events reveal themselves? The faithful are also concerned with the moral crisis plaguing not just society, but even within the church itself. Scandals, corruption, and division within the church hierarchy have caused many to wonder if the third secret contained a warning about internal challenges that would undermine the church's mission. Could the vision of the bishop in white also be a metaphor for the church's leadership facing a time of trial and persecution, both from external forces and from within? To this day, many theologians and scholars argue that the full significance of the third secret has yet to be fully grasped. While the Vatican's interpretation provides one perspective, it seems to many that there are still unanswered questions. The ongoing global issues, moral decay, violence, and the rise of ideologies that reject God, continue to align with the warnings that Our Lady gave in 1917. In this sense, the third secret may not have been a prophecy about one singular event, but rather a call for repentance, prayer, and conversion to avert further spiritual and physical destruction. The message of the third secret, like much of the prophetic tradition, is not only about foretelling specific events, but also about offering a roadmap for how humanity can respond to the crisis it faces. It serves as a reminder that even in the face of great turmoil, prayer, penance, and faith in God can lead to renewal and peace. But the question remains, are we heeding the warning, or have we yet to fully comprehend its meaning? The suffering of the children. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of the Fatima story is the suffering the children endured, even after the apparitions. They were ridiculed, threatened, and even imprisoned. On August 13, 1917, just before they were set to meet Our Lady again, a local official tricked the children and took them away, hoping to force them into revealing the secret they had been entrusted with. Despite the pressure, the children remained steadfast, refusing to betray Our Lady's trust. Their suffering didn't end there. Both Francisco and Jacinta would eventually succumb to illness in the years following the apparitions, as Our Lady had foretold. Yet, even in their short lives, they became powerful witnesses to the love of God and the call to sacrifice for the salvation of souls. The legacy of Fatima. The message of Fatima is not just a relic of the past. It is a call to action for today. Our Lady's warnings about sin, repentance, and the need for prayer are more relevant than ever. We live in a world that continues to drift away from God. The breakdown of the family, the rise of moral relativism, and the loss of faith are all signs that we are still on the path that Our Lady warned about. But just as in 1917, there is hope. The message of Fatima is also one of God's infinite mercy. No matter how dark the world may seem, God is always ready to welcome back those who turn to Him. Through prayer, especially the Rosary, and devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, we can still change the course of history. In conclusion, so what does the third secret of Fatima truly mean for us today? It's a powerful reminder that we are all part of a larger divine plan. Our Lady's message, with its calls for prayer, repentance, and faith, remains remarkably relevant in our modern world. As we face ongoing global and personal challenges, the teachings of Fatima urge us to turn back to God and embrace a life of devotion and humility. The third secret might still hold deeper meanings and warnings that are unfolding as we speak. It's a call for each of us to reflect on our own spiritual journeys and consider how we can contribute to a better world through prayer, sacrifice, and faith. If this exploration of Fatima's prophecy has resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on how you can incorporate these messages into your daily life. Remember, every act of faith and prayer can make a difference. Thank you for joining us on this profound journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights into the mysteries of faith and how they impact our lives today. Let's continue to seek truth and live out the messages of Fatima together.